Attention. Facebook Live has been pushed. Peace, everyone on Facebook. Yeah, it's been a minute. I am back in the country. We got back from South America yesterday. I wasn't gonna go live anymore from my page, but I decided to go live with our conference call again, just because of what's been happening in the news recently amongst our people. So welcome everyone. We're all on the conference call. Welcome to the conference call. This is a self-determination conference call. Self-determination. Self-determination. Many of you may have heard that term. Most of us haven't heard the term self-determination, so we don't know what self-determination means. And it's not the meaning that you're finna go over in Kwanzaa, self-determination, Kuji Chakalia. That's not the real meaning of self-determination. If you go by that meaning, you'll still remain the same dominated people that we are now. We're talking about the real definition of self-determination. Means governing ourselves. It means taking that option to govern ourselves. If we feel that we are oppressed, then we don't like the way we're being governed. So we're going to govern ourselves from here. That's what self-determination is. That's what the founding fathers of America decided. They say, hey, we don't like the way we're being treated. We done boycotted, we did everything else. Hey, we can self-determine, govern ourselves and give ourselves some justice. That's what they do. That's what everybody in the world does. Everybody in the world, besides the most oppressed people in history, chooses self-determination. The people in Asia chose to govern themselves. The people in Africa chose to govern themselves when white folks tried to dominate them. The people in South America chose to govern themselves when the Spaniard whites tried to dominate them and colonize them. The founding fathers, even white folks, tried to dominate other white folks, and those other white folks said, no, we're going to govern ourselves. That's the only way we can receive justice. There's only one foolish people on earth that think they can vote for an oppressor, the same system that put them in that condition to give them some justice, instead of choosing, say, look, we want to govern ourselves. So that's what our conference call is about. That's what we're organizing about. If you're talking about anything besides governing yourself and giving yourself justice, you might as well go to the North Pole and wait for Santa Claus. You might as well do that, because it's something that's not going to happen. Justice is not going to come from Biden, Trump, or nobody. It only can come from us, and we have a right to give ourselves that justice. That's what this conference call is about. That's what we organize about. But I wanted to go live because if we don't have self-determination, we can keep going through the same thing. I didn't know while I was flying that they were killing another for the second time in a few weeks. The police killed another black man in Columbus. In Columbus, Ohio, a day or so ago, they killed another black man. They just killed a black man, shot him in the back 3 times while he was going in his house and killed him. Nothing done whatsoever. So they probably said, hey, look at these niggas, they ain't doing nothing about it. Let's kill another one in the same little small city. This is not a big city, this is a small city in Ohio, Columbus. Killed another black man. Because, hey, y'all, no, excuse me. They did not kill that man. Police didn't kill him. Police ain't never killed nobody. We killed them because we consent to what they're doing. We pay their salaries. So it's us killing them. So long as we continue to allow it to happen, then it's us killing them. I got this little girl. It's not my daughter behind me, but she's a little black girl, so she is my daughter, really. This is 7-year-old Ayanna Jones on this screen behind me that was killed by the police here in Detroit. 7 years old. I wasn't here. I was living in Africa at the time. 7 years old. Killed by police. No, I'm not sorry. Killed by us, Corey. Killed by us. Because we didn't do anything about it. And the same officer still roaming around by himself. By himself. In the blackest city in America. I'm in Detroit right now. Blackest city. Yet a white officer can come in and kill a little black girl. But if you look at my daughter wrong, I'm going to kill you if you're another black man. But they can kill my daughter and we do nothing about it. 2 black men killed in a small city in a couple of weeks. That's why this call, we're going to talk about self-determination. Because if you're doing anything besides saying we're going to stand up and govern ourselves, you're doing the wrong thing. You're doing the wrong thing. Let me play something right quick so y'all can see that we mean business. And I'm going to tell you who these guys is with me in a minute as well. Let me share the screen right quick and show y'all what we do. This is not a game. Let me share the screen right quick. Y'all, give me a minute. Give me a minute. We have to Show them something, Django and Cora. Let's show them something. Let's show them something.
We're going to control this city. It's a man named Ramsey Eunice claims he's taking over the city. For hours this morning, police were prepping for the eyes in the sky, while a SWAT team and bomb squad.
I just wanted to share that fast. We ain't coming to talk. We ain't coming to protest. We ain't coming to sit around with no guns. We coming to take over. That's the only thing that's gonna get us out of what we're suffering from, brothers and sisters. And we can't do it lawfully. We ain't talking about coming and shooting up the place, anything like that. We're coming saying, look, we have a right. It's called self-determination. Self-determination. If you don't like the way things are going, if you don't feel safe or happy, Black people, you always can just simply stand up and say, look, we're taking over from here. People in Columbus should stand up as Black people. Look, we're taking over from here. 2 Black men killed in 2 weeks. Where's the Black leadership? Another march, going back there trying to get some money from the family, then we all shut up after the family gets his money. Now I'm sitting here, I'm out of the country. And people sending me these videos. I didn't even know this stuff was happening. Then one of them happened while I was in flight back to the country. People sent me a video talking about grandmasters. I didn't even know that happened. They sent me, and they're laughing out of the country, sent me a video in ridicule of this man for getting arrested. Like, hold on, Ramsey, we thought this y'all man with all the guns. I said, we didn't do the right thing with the guns. Show a bunch of guns, go home, and then a couple of officers come and pick you up and lock you up. You get reduced to nothing but a mugshot after having tough shots of thousands of Black men with guns. You get reduced to a mugshot. We're doing something wrong, brothers and sisters. Those guns should be taking over the city, not showing force, then going back home and being picked up by those devils, man. Now the man facing 20 years. And if you get to 20 years, the gun should be there to get him out, but they're not going to be. You're not going to be. See, we got to do the right. That's why we show the video, because anything other than taking over, you're wasting your time. And you're betraying your people at the same time if you're not taking over. This is something lawful. It ain't just crazy around you talking. This is the law. I'm going to show y'all something. Share something else. This is self-determination. This call is about self-determination. If you want reparations, we got to take over the system ourselves and give ourselves reparations. Well, Black people live is worth over $15 trillion. Where we live in America. We can take over those cities and we got $15 trillion. You're talking about you broke, you want reparations? Who else gonna give it to you? Nobody gonna give it to you. Now they're making a mockery of us. I'm out of the country. Somebody else sending me videos from out of the country. They out of the country, won't even live here. They send us videos mocking our brother. They said, we thought this young man is tough with all the guns. Look at him getting locked up, reduced to a mugshot. Then while I'm flying, they killed the second man in 2 weeks in Columbus, Ohio. And we still think voting for Biden or Trump or whoever going to do something about that? We're in a crisis right now, emergency. Action needs to be taken right now. Grandmaster Jay shouldn't even have to go to court. We know they're going to treat him wrong. Hey, little poo-poo down the street shouldn't go to court tomorrow. None of us should go to court unless it's our court, the people's court. So we ain't thinking right. We ain't performing the right actions. Let me show y'all. Let me share some news with white folks. But at the same time, while police was killing another Black man that we ain't gonna do nothing about, white folks was storming the state capitol in Oregon with machine guns. While we bull messing, that's what they was doing. Storming the building. Let me share something with y'all. They know self-determination. They believe in self-determination. They execute self-determination. White folks do. We believe in Democratic Party determination, giving them power to determine something for us. We believe in determination by Republican Party, whatever these stupid political systems, we let them determine for us. These white folks don't believe that. Look at it. While I was in Oregon. The video is long, but they end up busting in the building with machine. There's a woman who was crawling through the window of the state building, getting through the window. A woman, a white woman got more nuts than a black man. Hate to have to use that word. That's the only term I know. I wasn't educated that much. All I know is nuts or balls. She got more balls than we got. White woman, white people. Oh, let me share something else. Let me share something else. We gotta talk today. We're gonna talk today. I said I wasn't even going on this live anymore. Hold on, one more time. Let me share something. Something else. Right, hold on. Let me share something else. Share something else. Sometimes I said, man, I wish I had white comrades in the revolution. They all ones doing something. Where's the article at, Jimmy? We just had it. What to do with the article? Okay, hold on, brothers and sisters. Yes, to the left, but these things is blocking it. Hold on, bro. It's one of these. All right. No, the one that had it was in my email too, so I'll just click on the email again. Oh no, that's right. There you go. Right, you're right to the left. Watch this, brothers and sisters. Excuse me for a minute. Get into it. You get into it. Let me show y'all something. Why the thing not connected? I'm gonna show y'all what's getting ready to come up. This is how white folks respond. This is what they do when they're treated wrong. Come on. Anyway, it's an article from Political News magazine. And the title of the article is, here it is, How Secession Became America's Favorite Idle Threat. How secession became America's favorite idle threat. Matter of fact, that's a black man who leads the Republican Party in Texas. Texas got over 1 million people who then signed up to separate from the United States. Now, over 1 million people. Are the Texas white people treated worse than black people? Is police shooting them down every day? Were they enslaved? No, they wasn't. But why are they threatening secession? This is America's favorite idle threat. White folks. Now let's get back. I just wanted to show y'all something right quick. Did they even see that? Did I even share it? Did I share it? Hold on, I don't know if I even shared this. Right there, how secession became America's favorite idle threat. This is in Texas. It's the head of the Republican Party, he's a black man. How secession means separation from the government, forming your own government. That's what this call is about, brothers and sisters. Let me stop that share. Just making a point. How secession became America's favorite idle threat because the founding principle of America is basically secession. That's how it was founded. They said, look, we don't like the way we're being treated, so we're going to separate and govern ourselves in America away from Britain. So they put it in the laws of America. At least 35 state constitutions read all political powers inherent in the people. And they have a right at all times to abolish or alter the government whenever they feel unsafe or unhappy. So now when people feel that, so white folks know this, you don't know this. That's why every time they kill somebody, all you do is protest and cry and go home. White folks do what they just did. They just ran up in the state building. Then they start chanting autonomous zone in Oregon. We're free from this government. That's what they said in Oregon. That's what they're doing in Texas. That's what they're doing in Illinois. That's what they're doing in South Carolina. That's what they're doing in California. White folks. They killed this little girl behind us. All we do is cry, protest for 2 days, and go home. And wait for somebody else to vote for You white folks threatening secession. They're talking about civil war and secession, splitting up from the government because they don't like the result of this election. Well, I don't like the results of the way we living. I don't like the way that we haven't received reparations. I don't like the fact that we've been put in perpetual poverty from day one. I don't like the fact that we're getting wrongfully convicted. I don't like the fact that we can be arrested at any time, arbitrarily arrested. I don't like the fact that we're being gentrified out of our cities. I don't like the fact that we're homeless, 80% functionally homeless, when we can change this. They don't like the fact that they've been shut out because of COVID-19. A couple of businesses are closed, so they want to take over. They ain't got no more excuse than we got. But it's the same law. But we got even a better right than they do, because as Black people, we were never given the opportunity to govern ourselves. That's what 40 acres and a mule was supposed to be, but we wasn't given that. They killed the man that proposed it, Abraham Lincoln. Then we just co-opted into being the worst class citizens that we are to this day inside of a white democracy. Mathematically impossible for us to win inside a majority that's not us. That's political science. Y'all talking about voting? That's why one of the first founding fathers said nobody should vote. Most of the people shouldn't vote because they're too ignorant. That's us. Too stupid to be voting. If we knew political science, we wouldn't even choose to vote inside of a white democracy when white people are the majority, unless we're foolish enough to think that white folks have the same interests that we have. They don't. White folks don't care about reparations for Black people. White folks don't care about this little girl being murdered or them 2 Black men got murdered in 2 weeks in Columbus. They don't care about your wrongful convictions. Oh yeah, you might find 1 out of every 50 million white folks that kill. Yeah, okay, your little one, run with your little one. But that ain't enough for you to win inside of a democracy with majority rules and you're only 14%. So anybody with any sense would say, look, it's a losing game. Django, it's 14% of majority. Is it even near a majority? That's an F. He said Django's just an F on the test. So anything besides us standing up and saying we're taking over, we can just count out getting reparations. We can count out getting wrongful convictions ending. We can count out getting gentrification ending. We can count all that out unless we take control. And showing that you're trying to show that you're bad and not really being bad, doing something bad and bold is not going to cut it. That's why our bold man with the guns got reduced to a mugshot, man. A mockery. We ain't got that many men here, but we come to take over. I ain't coming to show you nothing. When you see my guns, you're gonna see the bullet coming with it. You're gonna see my gun when we defending territory. And I only roll with real cats. Now I'm telling you who I got with me. Right here is Brother Django. Give him a Black Power fist, Django. This is Django right here. Once one on Michigan, I don't know if they took you off yet. Michigan's Most Wanted. I know he was hollering one time, they still had him on there. He was supposed to take him off of Michigan's Most Wanted. I don't know if they take you off yet. Let me check. They don't care anymore. Met him while we first were throwing the Black Independence. We was campaigning for Black Independence Day here in Detroit. He was just stepping out of jail and saw us downtown. So I was like, hey man, this is what I'm talking about right here. I'm with you. And he be down since day one. Not to show that we bad, but they take over and prove that we bad. We ain't bad meaning good. Y'all know Corey been there since day one as well. Corey, I call him C God, but when you get crazy, I call him C Murder. Yeah, I deal with the crazy. He just got out of prison, stabbed somebody. He took a knife to a gunfight and won. So it might have to be just us few crazy and bold people to do it. But y'all want to gather by thousands, then go home and get arrested. I'm saying this now because we gotta be real with this thing, man. Because people dying. They killed 2 Black men in one little small city in 2 weeks and nothing. They killed this little girl behind me in the picture and nothing. We've been screaming reparations for 50, 60, 70 years and ain't got nothing. Thinking we're gonna receive something other than having to take it ourselves. This call is about self-determination. It's a right. I'm sounding kind of amped up, but we're not coming hostile. We come in the name of peace. We have a right to take over our cities. But if you try to stop us, then we killing everything in sight that tries to stop us, man. And we serious about this. I'm with people that shoot. I went to prison for shooting. Then I didn't go show no gun. I pulled it out and somebody got shot with that gun, and some people got shot at with that gun, and one person got shot. People, we got to get serious. We got to get serious. It's a mockery, man. Somebody who doesn't even live here sent me a video picking and laughing at Grandmaster Jay. So this y'all man with the guns reduced to a mugshot. I was like, oh my God, let me look at it. I don't even know what's going on. I'm not in the country anymore. When we don't come and exercise what we supposed to exercise and take control, then they can always victimize us. They can victimize us. Jamil Al-Amin, H. Rap Brown, been sitting in jail for 20 years. Jamil Al-Amin, our champion, H. Rap Brown. And the killer who really killed the police admitted to it right then. He called the face and look, I'm the one who shot him, but they wanted our brother anyway from his Black Panther days, from back in the days, from the SNCC days, whatever those movements were. They wanted him since then anyway. They had put him in prison before, but he got out. So they had that a perfect opportunity to lock somebody up for a murder he didn't even commit. He'd been sitting there 20 years. And we claim we love him and stuff, but who's done anything about it? Who's done it? We say we love Mumia Abu Jamal. Who done anything about it? We claim we love Martin Luther King, but you fought for the same government that killed Martin Luther King. You get ready to celebrate Martin Luther King in 3 more weeks. You get ready to celebrate him, but you voted for the same government that killed him. You don't love Martin Luther King. If I kill somebody you love, you vote for me. You don't love the person I killed. It was proven in 1999 in Tennessee that the government killed Martin Luther King. I told you when I came into the country, I was immediately detained by the FBI. And the first thing I told them, I said, who killed Dr. Martin Luther King? I said, you all did it. You all are evil. So I'm going to establish that to a fact that now you're not doing this. You're not detaining me for no noble reasons. Just like you didn't kill Dr. King for no noble reasons. But you all vote for these people. You vote for the same people that killed Martin Luther King. Tell me you love Dr. King. You don't love that. You hate Dr. King. You hate him. If you voted, you hate Martin Luther King. You hate Fred Hampton Jr. You hate Marcus Garvey. You hate all of our people that were set up, sabotaged by this government. If you voted, because they did it, and you voting and validating them. But I know most of you do it because you don't know no better. That's why we have this conference called self-determination, so you can learn that, look, wherever you are, if you're Black, you actually can stand up and say, look, we're going to govern. You have to organize yourself properly, though. That's what we're doing this conference call. And say, look, we're our body, we can govern ourselves. I got 2 brothers here with me now. We can govern ourselves in Detroit. We can stand up and take over the city like you saw in the video. Take over your city if you want to stop police brutality. That's what we have to do. We have to rally the people behind that. But we want to attract attention just to get attention, but not make moves with the attention. Let's attract some attention to self-determination, our Black leadership. If we're going to call 2 million men to DC, let's call us 2 million men to go back and self-determine and govern where they live. If we're going to rally 5,000, how many thousand Black men with guns, let's rally them to take over the city and protect the city with that guns and protect our newfound freedom with those guns. Don't go back home to the same condition that you was already in, so they can kill another Black girl, kill another Black boy, kill another innocent Black man or Black woman, and we do nothing about it. I keep saying they, sorry. We pay them to kill our little babies, our men, our women. We do that, because we pay them. Yeah, we want to boycott, we're talking about boycott nations and stuff. Nations pay the police. We pay the police. We gonna boycott McDonald's, boycott these other people, but they ain't paying the police. They ain't consenting to that. We consent to that and we pay them. So boycott yourself for being stupid enough to continue along this path, man. You see the sign behind it, self-determination 2020. Most of y'all fell for the election 2020. We made our own sign. We jacked their graphic and put self-determination on it. No election 2020, no decision 2020. Only decision we should be making is stand up and say we're going to take over ourselves. Vote for a man, they killed 2 Black men a week later. Something wrong with the way we act, man. Something wrong, Corey. Something wrong. Big Black strong organizations, millions of dollars, political influence, media hype. But it's just hype. It's just hype. It's just hype. Elections are hype. They spent how many hundreds of millions did Biden spend? Obama spent 780 million in his first campaign. They spend hundreds of millions to hype you up to foolishly vote, and then they kill you. We vote for people to kill us. Self-determination is the only way out of this, brothers and sisters. It's called self-determination. In international law, number one principle is self-determination. It reads this inside the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. Y'all read these things. International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. Number one thing it says is all peoples have the right of self-determination. By virtue of this right, they freely determine their political status and freely pursue their economic, social, and cultural development. Meaning, free to choose our political status. Do we want to be independent as Black people? We have a right to do that, that's choice. We were never given that, but it's in law now. We can choose to say, look, we don't like the way things are being going. We want reparations, you're not gonna give it to us. We want to end in police brutality, it's not gonna end. We want to end in the wrong conviction, we want our people free from prison, you're not gonna do that. So we're gonna give ourselves the justice we seek by governing ourselves. You can stand up like where you are and govern and say, look, we want to take control. But it needs the masses to participate. They just spent they spent billions of dollars just now to get you to participate in something where you remain powerless. You just hope that the person you put in power with your power do something for you. They spent billions of dollars to convince us to use our power to put somebody else in authority and hope they do something with the power we just gave away. Wouldn't it make sense to give ourselves that authority, that power? I know I'm not gonna kill this little girl behind me on the wall. I know I'm not gonna shoot no Black man through the back while he's going through his screen door with a Subway sandwich. I know I'm not gonna hang Sandra Bland in the jail in Texas. I know I'm not going to kill Tamir Rice. I know I'm not going to tackle George Floyd and put my knee on his neck until he died while he crying out for his dead mama. I know you're not going to do that. But they're going to do that. And you just voted for them again. But you don't know you have self-determination. That's why we have this call so you can understand you have self-determination. If you do understand you have self-determination, brothers and sisters, and you don't stand up, if you're just looking at this video saying that's just a crazy around zoo, and you flick on and go on to voting again or just waiting for Joe Biden to give you $600 stimulus check, then you at fault. You are at fault. Action is needed, brothers and sisters. We're on this call. I only get on this live. I said, man, I'm tired of talking to these fools. They had the election right there. I was out of the country watching the election. I was like, oh my God, look at these people. Look at them. Then they hit the street, celebrate, talk, we won. We won, boss. Master, we won. I'm like, look at it. I'm in another country. Look at that us act the fool. Tell them we won. We got them out of there. First thing I did was call my daughter. She's a little girl still in school. Ayana Jones, or would it be? Ayana Jones. Explain to her, look, baby, I hope you're not celebrating this. Don't fall. I have to educate her because people will get tired and we'll fall into the hype. We'll get swayed by the hype that's going on. We see people celebrating. We'll say, hey, everybody celebrate. Maybe I should celebrate too. I said, baby, I know you see what's going on. There's no reason for us to be celebrating as a people. Let me bring it to you. Let me anchor you right quick in some reality. Let me anchor you in reality. Baby, you know where you was made at and stuff? You know where me and your mother got together? In Africa, in Zimbabwe. You know that country was suffering under sanctions? You know who was one who sponsored the sanction bill against Africa, the toughest African country, the strongest African country in the last 30 years, 40 years? You know who put them under sanctions? It was like 4 people who sponsored that bill to sanction an African country for giving their land back to the people it belonged to and taking it from white folks. They put them under sanctions. The top 3 people who did it was Jesse Helms, a Republican. Everybody knows, if you're in the politics for a minute, you know Jesse Helms. Oh, racist out of North Carolina, Republican, white senator. Jesse Helms, number 1. Now the next 2 gonna surprise you. Number 2, Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton. And guess who else? Joseph Biden. They sanctioned, they killed millions of innocent black people with those sanctions. Joseph Biden, man, you just voted for him. You know you just voted for him. You, y'all voted for him. Same man who sanctions and kills African people. I ain't even talking about what he did with Gaddafi a few years ago when he was the vice president. I'm talking when he was a senator, he'd be killing you. Killing you here by locking you up and killing us in Africa. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know who you're dealing with. You don't know what you're doing. But it's out of ignorance. So those who are doing this out of ignorance, which is most of us, then we got some pity for you. You got an excuse, ignorance. But some of us do know better. We just scared to do anything. I've talked to some leadership, they just don't believe that we actually can win against the white man. So say, look, I might as well get my check cut and have my organization. And go around screaming black power, but never actually seek to have black power. That's what we do. Yeah, your leadership don't believe in justice. They don't believe in nationhood for black people. You got a lot of people screaming nationalists. Yeah, all we want to do is be an organization. All we want to do is have conferences, have summits and stuff like that. Yeah, I love y'all. I've seen some of y'all have y'all little summits and conferences this weekend. While I'm flying in, while they killing up another black man, we having summits and conferences. We didn't have enough conferences. We know what we should be doing right now. They killing my little babies. They ain't going to no conference. Unless that's conferences is how we're going to attack. That's the only conference we should be going to. How are we going to stop this? What are we going to do to stop this? We conferencing just to be conferencing. Summiting just to be summiting. Well, they throwing us off the summit. Man, I'm amped up, man. I'm sorry if we're on a conference call. I done went off into not the left field, but this is about self-determination. Our conference call is about self-determination. Brothers and sisters, if we don't stand up and exercise self-determination, that means you have a right, wherever we are, to stand up and say, we're taking over this. Now, what we're talking about right now, all roads lead to Detroit. All roads lead to Detroit. All roads lead to Detroit. We got to make an example. We're taking over. An emergency right now. That's what we're supposed to be doing, taking over. We try to spread this nationwide, but we see most people ain't about that life. So I guess they have to be really Detroit versus everybody. Yeah, we got to be about that life. If you ain't about that life, then sit down. Stop meeting, stop summiting, stop conferencing. Stop showing off with your gun. I don't care if you showed off. I don't care if you had 50 fighter jets flying over your head and showing off with that. If those fighter jets ain't taking over that city and protecting your people from any further violations, then go home. Stop wasting time. If them fighter jets ain't seizing the city and the banks and the houses and giving it to the people, go home. We're poor, we're homeless, and we're under a system of genocide, brothers and sisters, and all this can end in one day. You see what the white folks doing? They said how secession became America's biggest idle threat. Because white folks always hold that over the government's head. Right now, y'all begin lying. We'll succeed. We'll separate in this city. They got over 1 million people, white people in Texas right now ready to take over Texas and take it away from America and govern it themselves. You ain't never seen them in the news killing white folks in Texas. You never heard no white Texas being gentrified out of their city. You never heard no wrongful convictions of white folks in mass in Texas, but you heard about them in black people in Texas and everywhere else. Yeah, we ain't talking about succeeding. We ain't talking about governing ourselves. We talking about vote for the next person to do something for us. If white folks went through what we went through, they haven't received reparations yet, man, we don't have they haven't received reparations yet, because they wouldn't allow it to happen. The Jews immediately, when they got power over Germany, immediately seized the bank accounts and took money from Germany. America takes money from people they say are violating others. They take their money. Because if you violate somebody's human rights, you have a right to take from them, from the violators. The United Nations and all these people have acknowledged that white folks have violated our human rights with slavery. And we're still in violation because we are due a remedy, brothers and sisters. They are supposed to remedy that situation monetarily and otherwise. Have they done it? No. As Brother Darren posted, Comrade Darren in the Maryland, D.C. area posted the other day, a reminder how even in 51 years ago, Paul Robeson handed a document in to the United Nations saying we charge genocide. 51 years ago. Nothing has been done, so it's up to us to execute that. If they can see stuff, I can see stuff. Like we was talking today, we said, look, them Chrysler, them charges in Highland Park, the whole hood's gonna have charges. We're gonna loot too, but we're gonna lawfully loot. We taking control, we taking everything we see. Y'all ain't gotta run in these places, smash things to run out with weaves and all kinds of stuff you're running out with. You can have your weave, let you get that too. But we gonna lawfully take over. Then you can go in there and get your little weaves and stuff. Whatever foolish stuff you taking from these stores. Some stuff is legit. But you can do that lawfully, brothers and sisters. Take control. We'll have a looting conference call. Yeah, call all the gangs. Because they're the real people. Actually, they will do something. They will run in stores, even if it was looting. That's some kind of action. I like that. I wouldn't do it myself, but that's action. While we on this Facebook Live and typing on keyboards and stuff and they doing nothing. And if we go somewhere, we just go and show that we strong and then go back home. They can't do nothing. They can tear up nothing. At least tear something up. Brothers and sisters, we're not advocating. I know they wait for us. These brothers know that we all been detained and questioned by FBI and stuff. They know what we really come to do. We ain't come to put on a show. And they wait for us to slip and advocate for something like that. So no brand and Agent Urban, we're not advocating to go out and start riding and look. We saying, look, when we take lawful control of this city, then we taking everything in the city. It's ours. Lawfully, full of law. Brothers and sisters, this is a lawful thing we must do. We must understand our rights, and then we stand upon those rights. United Nations, all of them acknowledge we got the rights. The United States acknowledge we got the right. What the FBI agents say, Django, they say, yeah, what you're doing is lawful, but you know how many people you need to do that? That's what they said. They said, yeah, y'all can actually take over this tribe, but you know how many people you need? They told me that around zoo. I said, yeah, we're gonna get those people too. All it takes is for us to stand up together and say, look, we want to take control. Not just 2 crazy people, 3 crazy people. All of us. And we ain't the ones crazy, believe me. You the one crazy. You the one voted. You crazy. You crazy. You voted. You is out of your mind. Yeah, and I'm talking about family members too. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. You never had a mind. You've been programmed. Somebody with a mind wouldn't do such a foolish thing. But you don't know, but now you know. Don't look at me as crazy. We're talking sense. This is what everybody, all these countries in the world that are nations now, they were the crazy around too, the crazy Corey, the crazy Django who wanted to take control because they crazily thought that they the only ones who give themselves justice. They were the only ones with some real official, sane thinking. Us on this call, brothers and sisters, we're the only ones with some same thing, because we know that self-determination is our only way to receive justice, is give it to ourselves. To give it to ourselves. So there won't be no more arrests. There won't be no more killings. Y'all get where I'm coming from? I hope y'all understand this. This is simple. Simple mathematics. 1 + 1 is 5. I'm just kidding. 1 + 1 is 2. Some of y'all, when I said 5, I said, yeah, that's how crazy y'all are now. You're not thinking mathematically. You think 1 + 1 is 5. That's why you think your little 14% vote can do something in a white majority. So to you, 1 + 1 is 5. If you think your little 14% minority in a white democracy is gonna do something, you think 1 + 1 is 5. If you think 1 + 1 is like 9 or something like that. If you think your little 14% gonna do something effectively by voting. It's not mathematically possible. Oh my God. We ain't gonna keep harping on this thing. I just turned up, man. I just landed in the country. I felt helpless myself because immediately upon landing, I got detained. Had to spend the night at the airport because the next flight was in 2 hours, but I always get detained for about 4 hours. I couldn't catch the next flight. Had to sleep at the airport, catch the next flight in the morning. I felt very helpless. And that's what we are as a people, helpless. They're killing our babies, killing our men, our women, and we are absolutely helpless. Black men bragging about all our women and stuff like we the man. You ain't the man. That white woman who crawled through that one at the State House the other day, she's more man than us. That white woman. Because part of manhood, brothers and sisters, it comes from testosterone, right? Testosterone is not just for your little sex organ to rise up and try to screw some women. Testosterone is meant for you to feel manly and want to dominate and not let others dominate over you. So if you're a real man, but yeah, we've been letting white folks dominate on us, I don't care how many women you got. I don't care if they call you long, dong, or whatever. I don't care how long your penis is. You're not a man if you let somebody dominate on you, over you, and all you can do is vote for another dominator. And they kill your people, all you can do is march and go home, but some of us don't even do that. We're not men. That's why I told my aunt, she said, Ramsey, you scared of dying doing that stuff you're doing? I said, no, I'm already dead. My manhood is dead. I'm fighting to be a man. Fighting to be a man. Brothers and sisters, that's why I call human rights, because we're not even human. If you're not enjoying your freedom, you're not receiving justice, and you can't do anything about it, you're not even living a human existence. Brothers and sisters, we done held our call long, man. We usually get to our question and answer period. I'm sorry for holding the callers on long. We had to go over some things, and I had to just air it out. Had to air it out. I was ready to air it out from the airport. That's how I'm gonna put these daggone agents on my live and air it out. Because we need to air it out. We need to be aired out. If we don't air it out, everybody who's not gonna do something, I sound like very wicked when I say this, but I hope police come to your door and shoot you next. Because you the one allowing them to shoot the next person. So it might as well be you get shot next. It might as well be you get wrongfully convicted. Gonna watch Central Park 5. What's the Central Park 5 earlier? They say, this year, last year, gonna watch, then we all cry, but then we let it happen the next Monday morning. Every day in American court system is a Central Park 5. In every city, you're gonna watch a little movie, cry a little bit, then it's over with. Woo! Let me calm down a little bit. It just upset. I was upset they had me in detainment. I was calling the FBI agents devils and everything yesterday. The day before, whatever that was. I lost track of the time they had me detained and missing flights. I said, y'all devils. We're not devils, you're devils. Then they saw me getting amped, so a little, I don't know where he's from, he was Spanish, from when the Spanish colonies came over to protect them, you know, with his gun and everything. I said, look, bro, these people did the same thing to your country, wherever you're from. I know you ain't from here. Brothers and sisters, let me calm down a little bit. Speak sensibly, speak a little lightly. This call is about self-determination. Welcome to the call. We're going to get to the call right now. Can we discuss how we can receive reparations? How we can receive reparations, monetary reparations. How we can stop gentrification. How we can stop police terrorism, because it's terrorism. How we can stop wrongful convictions, all this genocide. How we can really stop it, which is through self-determination. You want your reparations? Get on the call and join us. Let's stand up. You want to stop this injustice? Get on the call, join us. Let's stand up and organize behind this. We're not organized. There'd be no organization. We don't have conferences and all this kind of stuff. We are organizing to take political control. I've been all around the world, and all the countries I've been to, and the political parties there that are now in power, they organize themselves too they didn't organize to be an organization, brothers and sisters. They organize so they can take themselves out of a situational position of victimization by governing themselves. And some of them organizations, you believe some of them organizations actually was formed only 6 months prior to them getting free? But yet, I was resurrected from a mental death by the Nation of Islam. But I'm first to admit, we've been here 90 years. 90 years. It ain't free yet. Yeah, they made me a good man. I know I practice a lot, do all this kind of discipline. So I'm a good disciplined subject for this white man. White man ain't got to worry about Rams. We're getting drunk and acting fool. The Rams will be disciplined by the Nation of Islam. They made me a good slave for the white man. How long has your organization been in existence? My good friend used to brag how they've been in existence for New Black Power. Rest in peace, my brother Hashim, 30 years, 31 years. Oh, Hashim, 31 years. I'm ashamed to say I've been back in America for 4 or 5 years. And we ain't born. So you've been in existence for 30 years? How long your organization? And we ain't free yet. NAACP over 100 years. We ain't free yet. That means we're doing something wrong. We're doing something wrong. That's why Dr. King, after 12 years, Dr. King said, look, I'm popular. We got the Voting Rights Act, everything. Everybody loves me. I'm the man. But I'm going to be the first to admit, we've been messing up for 12 years. That 12 years ain't going to get us nowhere. That's why he said we must go into revolution. Forget the reform. Let's go into revolution right now. He the one who got us to vote that. And they turned around and said that voting was useless. We got to hit the streets and make them give it to us right now if we want something. We can't vote it into our hands. We got to go out and take it. He said we got to go from reform to revolution. So the man was honest enough to be self-critical. And some of us, we've been in existence as an organization for 90 years or 100 years, but we too egotistical, too proud to self-criticize ourselves and say, look, I know I'm a Nation of Islam, I'm a God, and I think I'm divine, but something I've been doing is wrong. Because we've been in existence for 90 years. I call 2 million men to the, I ain't picking at nobody, but we gotta come to reality because we dying, man. All this marching ain't doing nothing for us. Formation with guns ain't doing nothing for us. We're a mockery. We're a laughing stock of the world. Our latest the most popular figure amongst us and be getting attention is Grandmaster Jay. But somebody sent me a video from another country laughing at him. And I was like, dang, this is a mockery. Reduced to a mugshot. They said, Ramsey, what happened to all the guns? I said, I don't know. I'm not part of that movement. Evidently, we didn't do the right thing with those guns, man. We're going to sign out of Facebook Live. We're on a conference call 701-791-9664. We're discussing self-determination. We're organizing self-determination. While some people's formations on 4th of July in Stone Mountain on 4th of July, some of us are in our cities trying to rise up and take over our cities. Me and my brothers, we were in our cities trying to take over. We weren't just showing off with no guns or nothing like that. Where were you? We got to take control, brothers and sisters. That's the only way we're going to end this thing. We're going to sign up for Facebook. Yeah, it's me. Yes, I'm glad Ramsey stopped talking. I know I'm the hit dog going to holler. And a lot of y'all are hit dogs right now. You know you ain't doing nothing but yapping your mouths, formulating committees and conferences and all this kind of stuff. We got to get to act. And some of you are foolishly voting. And now you get ready to stick your arm out for a vaccine. But that's another topic. We can get into that, brothers. We're going to know how we're going to get free, how we're going to get our reparations. That's what this call is about. How are we going to get that? Join the call 701-791-9664. As you see, I am back in the country. I'm back in Detroit. I couldn't miss out on what's about to go down. I could have stayed in the tropical weather, drinking my fresh squeezed mango juice, pineapple, papaya, with a t-shirt on. I'm right here now, freezing. Because I'm not going to miss out on this, brothers and sisters. We got to fight. And I know we can't leave it up to some of our clown leadership. Go be clowns. We got to be back into action. So let's get into action, brothers and sisters. 701-791-9664. Join the movement. This is self-determination. We are going to get free. I got the right type of people around me. I don't know about y'all. But if you real, let's get to some action. We're going to make a call soon, but definitely by July the 4th of July, we come into a city and we taking a city. The example got to be made really right now. We got to take something right now, lawfully. We have to take something in order to stop this madness, man. I don't care if you show up with 50 jets behind you showing off and you go home, they're going to do the same thing. If you got 50 jets, come here. If you got 5,000 men with guns or whatever you got, come to Detroit. Let's take charge of something. Police can't come in here. They can't arrest us. That's how it's supposed to be. We can give ourselves reparations. New York City, worth $5 trillion. Why they got them homeless poor people in New York City worth $5 trillion? Take over the city and cash in on that $5 trillion. Chicago worth $4.something trillion in real estate value alone. Yeah, you pull in Chicago, you shooting each other like crazy. That's what poverty does. I'm finished talking to y'all on Facebook, man. Let's get to this call. Love you all on Facebook. Just wanted this. I ain't talked to y'all in a while. I was through, like I ain't talking to them people no more. But I had to say something. Brothers and sisters, because we are going through it. We are being made a mockery of. Controlled opposition is fooling some of us. Even some of the best of us are getting fooled by controlled opposition. Let me tell y'all what controlled opposition is right quick before we close out this call. Well, not the call, before we close out this Facebook. Controlled opposition, right? Every government, especially the major ones, they all employ controlled opposition. It means somebody or people group rises up to act like they're against the government. They look all tough and everything. So they cause the people to join on to that. But really, in reality, the government's not really worried about them because they're not really a threat. Because they don't even threaten to take control of government and govern themselves. They just threaten and talk junk against the government. But they give them media hype, so they can attract a lot of people, and all the people that may be real revolutionaries going to get behind these people, but they're going to use your energy. They call it bleeding off tension. They're going to bleed your tension off. Bleed your tension off. So now all your anger, yeah, we're going to get him. Yeah. Oh, he's bad. Look at the media. He's in the media. He looks like he's the bad man, the strong man. So we all go behind him. And then they bleed off our tension because nothing gets done. That's what controlled opposition is. And a lot of us fall for the okie doke. We've been doing. That's why they do that. Because we all know the government is wrong, but we end up getting behind the wrong things that absolutely would do nothing to get rid of this government. We ain't trying to go shoot the government. We're just going to stand up and govern ourselves. That's how you get rid of the government. You don't assassinate the president. Become your own president. We don't mean go shoot the president. Become your own and withdraw your consent to them and govern yourselves where you are. Organize and govern yourselves. But controlled opposition is out there. It's real, brothers and sisters. Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall. A lot of us, I see a lot of us, some of our elite people, I know personally, falling for the okie doke. Fall for the okie doke. Controlled opposition. That don't mean they necessarily work for the government. Some of them are actually controlled by the government. Some of them they just control because of their ignorance or their fear of not knowing what to do. They can get 50 million men together, but those 50 million men won't do nothing but march. So it looks good, promising, but it's not a threat because you're not doing anything with the 50 million men. They're going back home and leaving the same people in power instead of using that 50 million men. Black Lives Matter. They're mobilizing millions of people. But instead of taking control like we lawfully can, they go back home and have another Black Lives Matter once they kill another black man because you never did the action that was stop it. All the millions of people that hit the streets this summer because of George Floyd, we should have went right back home in power. Not go back home with the same people in power. Then they shoot Jacob Blake a few weeks later. Kill these brothers some months later, weeks later. When we hit the streets like that, we're supposed to go home with some power. When they hit the streets like that a year ago in Sudan, they went home with power. When they hit the streets like that less than a year ago in Algeria, they went home with power. They didn't just go home. That's what we're supposed to do, brothers. Let's go home with power once we hit the streets like that. With control. Not go home with the same people, hoping they do right. Cause we hope that the millions that showed up, we hope they got scared because we did that and do us right. They don't care nothing about that, man. Love y'all. Signing out. Peace. Everyone on Facebook, love y'all. We're gonna go to our conference call. You're welcome to join us. 701-791-9664. Sorry, but I'm kind of amped up. I'm charged up right now. I'm back here, even though the weather's cold and I should be almost charging down, but I'm charged up. We're ready to move. Love y'all, Facebook.